All of the above.
I know you're a fan of online social networking. I know this, and you keep yourself close to your fans in an intimate way that I've never witnessed by anyone else before. You're very connected with your fans, and we appreciate that. Being on the road and touring, how do you manage to do all this?
It's it's time management has been more critical. Basically, I get on there because I get online and sometimes, and people go, "Is this the real Joe?" And I post my daily little blogs on Facebook. It's just the header, And I'm usually a pretty
read them.
I'm usually a pretty shy guy, and I don't, very rarely do I let the innermost feelings and stuff out. But what I do feel is really, really necessary is, like, there's some people in the business that would say, well, you have to maintain the mystique and be aloof and do this and do that. I said, well, A, I'm not an actor because I can't be somebody who I'm not. I also think there is something to be said about, kind of dropping some of those walls. I'm just a guy who plays guitar who got very, very lucky. and I could easily be one of the people in the audience, going to it. And that's the reason why some people like IM me and you've IM me on the Facebook thing.
Yes.
And if you watch my Facebook come up sometimes when I'm on there, and there's, I have 125 friends online, and I'll get 50 IMs, and I'll try to get back to everybody. And they just, I believe wholeheartedly that if you look somebody in the eye, shake their hand, and legitimately mean this when you say, thank you for coming, thank you for buying a ticket, thank you for buying my records, thank you for, keeping me employed, for another year. And it's like, I think if you do that and you personalize it, I think you win fans for life, as opposed to thinking it's like a birthright and like, oh, the people are going to come anyway, we can't get rid of these. It's like, that's Hollywood crap. I grew up in Utica, New York. I mean, my dad's here today. And it's like, I grew up in a blue-collar town and blue-collar folks, And, like, I'm so appreciative for everything I have. I mean, like, I've been in the business 20 years next year. I mean, that's
incredible.
I made a living at it for 20 years, and it's like I'll be 32 years old. It's like it's to me it's a great accomplishment, but to me I look at it as like it wasn't. I'm just a cog in the wheel. The fans keep it going. So
it's just something that you've crossed over, and folks feel that they can communicate with you, not only by certainly coming to your shows, which we all love to do and listen to your music, but just being able to communicate with you and giving of your time like you are right now, really is something I think is unique. You just don't find that today. And you're modest, very modest of yourself, but truly, you are I believe, you talk about ambassador for Gibson. I believe you are the ambassador for blues today, and carrying the torch for that next generation.
Thank you,
without a doubt.
Thank you. To me, it's like it's about the kids, and it's about getting a little of this in the blues. The blues got to rock again, because it got, I'm not singling on anybody and to bash anybody. So I program a show for Sirius Satellite Radio, and I hear a lot of the new blues that comes out, and I'm like,
Cup of Joe.
I'm like, seriously, guy. And it's like, the artist has to take some responsibility too. It's like blues seems to kind of play the victim a lot. We're victim of the times. We're victim of nobody comes to shows. We're victim because there's no places to play and nobody wants to pay us any money. And we're a victim because of this. Well, there's only so many times when I had my affair with steaks and scotch, i.e. I blew up to like 225 pounds. There's only so many times I could blame the dry cleaners for shrinking my shirts before I had to look inward. And what I think the blues needs is a shot in the arm and somebody willing to take the punches. It's a game of whack-a-mole, because anybody who sticks their head up in the blues going, I'm going to do something different. There is the academy or Knights of the Round Table of the traditional blues community ready to discourage you basically from even trying. To me, blues needs a shot in the arm, and guys like Derek Trucks do it, and his wife Susan, and Johnny Lang and John Mayer do it. And when was the last time you seen a hot chick, multiple hot chicks at a blues show singing the words of Cold Shot? Go to John Mayer's show. When was the last time? It's like seeing Borealis.
I don't want to talk about John Mayer, but yeah, okay.
We know what I'm talking about. But whether, I don't know him personally, but it's neither here nor there. But I'm going, wait a minute. So there is still a market, but blues should not be synonymous with barbecue. playing go from barbecue joint. That's the, blues.
Well,
Blues bands just play arenas.
I have Sirius, so I listen to you, and I thank God for the Blues Station. That we have that.
Yeah.
I rarely listen to local radio, although I grew up with it.
Yeah.
And you heard everything. It was all album oriented. It was great music. There was Zeppelin, Floyd, and all these great bands and rock bands from then. But where does blues really have its place today, where kids can hear that? That's
exactly.
That's
well, it's internet. I think YouTube has helped me. Like that little camera right there has made me who I'm at, because who I am right now, because basically I let people record the shows. You take your handy cam and you can record the shows. They do it on the cell phones now, and they post it on YouTube.
Yes.
And some of those YouTube things have 200,000 or 300,000 views of mine.
Yes.
And I'm going, well, that's 200,000 or 300,000 people that I may have not reached, that may buy tickets to my show or may buy my CD, all because I have a liberal taping policy. It's that's what gets the kids involved. They're going to find it anyway.
Let alone just the bootlegs, but that's another story. That's something that people should share.
To me, it's if I have an off night, fine. And, if I have an off night, fine, and there's a mistake on YouTube, I'm not so worried about my legacy that I'm so protecting of it. Because everything must be artist approved. Get the hell out of here with that crap. It's to me, when they come to the show, they take pictures and they can videotape because it's a souvenir from that particular night.
Right.
So, I believe you're being